and tell you a little bit about how to process these columns on a robotic platform so you could automate the whole procedure. When you first receive the job filtration columns, they come in this 1 mil tip box. And what we require to do, this is exactly the same for both manual processing and automation process. You need to condition the columns overnight. The way you do it is you remove this inner rack by lifting it out, lifting all 96 columns out, and pouring in a buffer into this bottom box. We recommend using 0.01% sodium azide as a preservative if you're going to store them and not use the columns for a while. But if you know you're going to be using them right away, you could condition these columns with the final buffer that you would like to buffer exchange or remove it to. That's okay as well. So after you pour the liquid, you reassemble the columns. And on the top of the column, we also recommend adding 200 microliter to 1 mil of the same solution on the top. And then you keep this in 4 degrees and let it equilibrate or condition overnight. And after that overnight, the columns are now ready to be used. We've also designed and made a adapter that is compatible with our gel filtration columns. As you can see, the gel filtration columns will fit onto the column as so is shown. On the bottom, we use a B-bottom or pyramid bottom 96 wall 200 microliter plate. The reason we like this combination and the way we designed the adapter is that the end of the 5 column sticks out, and the distance of the 5 columns at the bottom of the adapter equals to or leaves these columns to be in very close proximity to the bottom of the 96 200 microliter plate. So your final collection of your eluent or your flow through will be very efficient because through the capillary reaction of having the columns very close to the bottom of the plate will basically allow us to efficiently collect the flow throughs. So this is a deck layout. This example was made using a T-Can robot. The way we set up this deck layout is that we have a deball block which has your chaser buffer. And right behind it, there's a 200 microliter sample plate where you would aliquot your samples. And then here on this side, we have an adapter with the 96 gel filtration columns sitting on top of the adapter. And this whole apparatus is sitting on top of a waste container. For this example, we use the 500 microliter plate as a waste. In front of this gel filtration adapters, we have a collection plate. This is a 96 wall, 200 microliter plate. Okay. So after setting this up, you could go ahead and start your run. And the way we are processing them is using a 96 channel robotic head. So the robot head will come over to your chaser buffer deball block and pick up some chaser buffer to basically equilibrate your columns. So in picture 1, you see the 96 channel head robot picking up the liquid. Now in picture 2, you're dispensing the liquid on top of the column. And only caution here is that you do not want to introduce any air bubble in the column. So what you need to do is have this 96 head come down in close proximity to the top screen and then release liquid in a very slow flow rate so that you won't introduce any air bubbles. After the liquid is added on top of the gel filtration columns, you basically just have to wait until the liquid is processed, and you could calculate that time. We have some general guidelines that would send you to determine how long to wait. Following this equilibration step, next step, you need to add your sample to the top of the column. Again, using the 96 channel head, you pick up your sample. Picture 2, again, you load them on top of the columns again. And all of this is just being collected on this waste container right now. And then again, you wait for a certain amount of time depending on your sample volume. Following that, what we do is use in this case, T-Can Roma arm to basically move this whole adapter with the 96 columns to a collection plate that is located in the front. So you move it, and the last step now now is to, again, using the 96 channel head, pick up your chaser buffer and add it on the top of the column and collect your final eluent here. Okay? So, and then of course you have to wait until the whole liquid is processed and collect the flow through on your 96 well plate, and you have just performed 96 desalting or buffer exchange. And this could be done anywhere from 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how much volume